Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Thursday Hatha Yoga session. Today we are going to be using a strap. I'm just using a really long piece of cloth, so grab that, have your mat. Let's make the camera adjustment here. Very good. I'm going to sip a quick drink of water and we will begin laying down. So maybe have a drink yourself and begin laying down whenever you're ready. All right, very good. Shavasana as our first pose. Deep breath. The practice of yoga is a practice of deep breath. As if the breath is the focal point of your moving meditation. We use certain postures and strengthening exercises, and there's a lot of similarity between other modalities like dance and Pilates and gymnastics. But what differentiates the yoga is the quality of meditation and action and the commitment to the breath. So continue to enjoy your Shavasana, deepen your commitment to the breath. Take time with the exhale. Let it all flow very, very smooth. And go ahead and bend the knees, have the feet together. Open the knees and enjoy a nice butterfly stretch. You can breathe into the hands, holding them on the body, or you can weave the hands under the head as a natural pillow, whatever you like. We'll take a minute or two here, just relaxing, letting gravity do the work for you. All right, very good. Lift the knees. Extend the right leg. Lifting the right leg and then flexing the foot and lowering. Continuing, lifting and lowering the leg a total of 3 times. And then lifting the leg and taking the strap, placing the strap over the foot. Lift through the heel, draw down through the toes. Lengthen the back of the neck, deep breath. And if you like, lengthen the bottom leg. And when you're ready, release the top leg. And then bend the right leg and take 3 leg lifts on the left side, working the ankle, the flexion of the foot as you lower, and a pointing of the ankle as you lift. Take your 3 full lifts and lowers, then lift one more time. Place the strap over the foot. Draw the toes down, lift the heel. Lengthen the back of the neck. Soften the shoulders. Breathe. And if you like, elongate the bottom leg. And when you feel nice and even, release the leg. And just take a couple breaths just to feel the legs and the arms and spine relax. It's almost like you're sinking into the floor. And holding the backs of the legs, let's go ahead and rock on it. Switch to a nice hands and knees position. And roll out the back. And when you're done rolling out the back, let's go ahead and lower. And inhale, lift just a little bit. And exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Now lift the hands, opening the chest a little more. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift legs and chest. Exhale, release. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, lower. Use the core and lift. And push into the legs. Lift the hips high. Press into the hands and relax the head down. And child's pose. And let's go ahead. Come on up to sitting or kneeling and take a big step up with the right foot. Step far enough so that the knee and the ankle are in line. Then twist with the right arm up. And come on down. Again, twist up. Come down. Twist up. And come down. Next is warrior one, with the back heel grounded and the feet as wide as the hips. Hold the thigh or glutes for support. Otherwise, arms up. Deep breath. And then 3 times touching near the heel. Or you could brace the thigh if you prefer. Building the core and the legs while stretching. Very good. Let's segue to a nice downward dog stretch. So what I have is my fingertips at the edge of my mat, so I can measure the evenness of my hands without having to look. A lot of times when the shoulders are a little tight on one side, your hands will be uneven but feel normal. So there's little tricks to know how you're even without having to lift your neck so much. Remember to breathe. It's good to have good form, but sometimes you don't want to overthink things. You don't always need to be perfect. When in doubt, just breathe and say calm deep inside. All right, let's go ahead and kneel. Take child's pose. And then again, come to sitting or a nice kneeling position. Excuse me. Big step up with the left foot. Knee above the ankle. And twist. Left arm up. And come down. And twist. Left arm up. And come down. And twist. And come down. And go ahead and plant the back heel. Ground into the legs, warrior one. Adjust into the pose, square the hips, and then touch near the heel. Draw into the core, rise up. Repeat. Breathing. Good. Let's go ahead and take downward dog. And then walk or lightly hop to the top of the mat. Half lift and full fold. Chair pose, feet parallel. Standing pose, Samastitihi. And chair pose one more time. Only go as low as it feels good. I like to sit really low, but You might prefer being moderate. That's perfectly fine. The breath is what matters most. Put weight in the heels. And then take dog pose. Followed by plank pose. You're breathing all the while. Stacking the shoulders above the wrists. And knees down. Elbows down. Walk the feet way back. Drop the hips. Tuck the tail. Elbow plank. And Sphinx. Reach back through the feet. Really work on lifting the chest. Deep breath. And if you like, lengthen the arms. And reach back through the ankles. And come on down. Place the hands alongside the chest. Use the core to lift. And normal plank. Normal plank to downward dog. And then walk or jump up. Half lift. And then full fold. Straight back lift. Inhale, rise up. Arms lift. Arms bend, hands in reverse prayer. Draw into the core. Arms re-extend, arms relax. And then stretching the right thigh. Lift the left arm. Stay like this or touch the floor. And then put a bend in that standing leg and stand up. And switch sides gracefully. Stretching the thigh, lifting the arm. Feel free just to stay like this or touching the floor. The back thigh lifts, but the heel is still pressed against the glutes. It's deep thigh stretch the whole time. Stand up with the flow. And release. And feet parallel. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hands down, downward dog. And knees down. Let's go ahead and turn to the side. Walk or hop the feet apart. Lengthen out the spine and breathe. And draw into the core. Bring the hands on the hips. Rise on up. Open up the arms and the right foot. Turn the back foot in. Spread the toes. And take warrior two. All right, very good. Relaxing the arms. Turn the back foot in. Open up the left foot. Really want to get that back foot like 45 degrees up. Front foot's open completely, the knees open, arms lifted, abdominals support the back. Strong in the pose, steady with the breath. Very good. Relaxing the arms and legs. Let's open the right foot again. Turn the back foot up. If you're feeling more open and you want to have a stronger pose, do a longer stance. You can always do a shorter stance as well. Warrior two. And side angle. Back to warrior two. And then switching sides. Set up the feet. Take your warrior two, perhaps a longer stance to go deep into the hips, more strengthening, but also more of a stretch. Side angle. Back to warrior two. And let it all relax. Center the feet. Hinge down. Pyramid. Bend the right knee and stretch into the left leg. Switch sides. And then bend the right knee and hold. Other side. And come back to center. Next, we're going to take a squat pose. Now, if you're not able to squat comfortably, then you can do a seated hip opener like butterfly or cross-legged. Otherwise, take a few deep breaths and squat. And gradually sit down. Sitting bones back. And let's go ahead and take the floating straddle, or what we call Upavishta Konasana. So start with the floating butterfly, then a floating squat, and then extend the legs more fully and lift the chest. Good. Now you may need to put your feet down for a second and then lift them up, but for a challenge, if you want to put a slight bend in the knees, loosen your grip, bring the hands together like a spear, and then point the toes and re-engage the legs. Lift the knees and chest high. This is very strengthening here, so enjoy the challenge for one more breath. Good, and release. And let's go ahead and switch back to the hands and knees. Extend the right leg and just lift as high as the hip. Lift the left arm. And switch sides. Very good. Let's go ahead and release to face down. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, lower. Inhale, plank. Deep breath. Exhale, downward dog. And let's go ahead and take the knees down and turn to the side one more time. Walk or float the feet apart and either hold the ground or hold the ankles. Keep the back from rounding excessively. So you keep lifting the tailbone and flattening the low back, lifting the chest, but having a light release of the chin. And draw into the core, rise on up, open the arms, open the right foot, turn the back foot up. Next is triangle pose, Trikonasana. Five deep breaths here, so a few more. Finding the meditation with the breath. And come on up and turn the left foot up. Turn the back foot toward the left foot a little bit. Extend the arms. You're also long into the ribs. Extend the arms and hold. Now, holding low is good if you have your breath and your chest really open, your hips open, and not leaning forward. But you may need to hold higher. It's perfectly fine. I spent about 5 years of practicing holding even up here. You just don't want to push to the knee. And eventually I worked a little bit lower. I always had really committed breath and alignment. So I encourage you to be committed to breath and alignment. You can touch the floor later, maybe. It's less important. Just breathe. Very good. Let's go ahead and come on up. And we'll set up for a little bit of the horse stance. And open the toes, bend the knees, hands on knees, knees widen, and stand tall. Bend the knees, stand tall, bend the knees, stand tall, and bend the knees and hold. Knees widening, you can hold the knees, you can hold the hips, or you can have the arms up, sit really low. Deep breath. Very good, and stand nice and tall, and slowly bring the feet closer to each other. And stand facing forward again. We're going to stretch the right thigh. If you have a wall, you want to hold on to that, go ahead. Otherwise, stretching the thigh, hugging the knees in, working the heel in toward the glute. Left arm lifts. And then switch your grip and lean out a bit as you flare the leg. Good. Come on back to the center alignment. Stretch the thigh. And switch your grip. Switch legs. Start with the basic thigh stretch just to take some time to release from all those nice chairs and standing poses. Switch your grip and lean out and flare the leg. Come on up, take another moment in the thigh stretch. And release it, maybe a little refreshment, sip of water, perhaps. And lift the arms and exhale, downward dog. And if you like working to an up dog, you could just do child or stay in down dog. Otherwise, take a moment to feel the chest be buoyant in up dog and then draw into the abs, downward dog. And let's go ahead and kneel down. And we're going to sit cross-legged and grab the strap. If your chest is really tight, you want to make sure you have a really long strap, and eventually you can shorten it and stretch a little bit more intensely. So arms go back. Make sure you don't have anything impinging you behind you. Arms back and forth a few times. And arms back, stretching in the chest. And release. Okay, now that we're nice and open in the chest, let's see if we can enjoy another upward dog. Perhaps we feel a lot more light and free in the chest and mid-upper spine. So lower onto the belly. You're welcome to do Sphinx or Cobra instead. Otherwise, bring the hands to the low ribs. Lift to up dog. We're going to hold for 2 or 3 breaths. Feel the openness of the chest as we lift, shoulders back. Long hip flexors, nice stretch through the legs, long ankles, long breath. And use the core to have support as you transition to dog stretch, downward dog. Very good. Let's bring the knee forward, right side. Swan. And work the hips downward. The hands can be further forward or the hands further back. And take time to open up in the chest. Yeah, nice forward bend. And come on up. And push back, downward dog. Left side, swan. And if you like, back's tender, hands further forward. You can have the hands further back, opening up in the chest. Deep, deep breath. Good. Let's take a nice forward bend. Relax into it. And come on up. You can go right to down dog, or if you like, you can do an up dog, down dog flow. Good. Let's transition to sitting. And if you have something to sit on, this might be useful for the next stretch. You can also just roll your mat up. I'm using an extra mat to sit on. It's the closest thing I have available. And students with flexible knees and hips may not need anything. But we've warmed up the hips with the swan. So we're going to move the left knee under and angle it out. And then start with the right foot just a little bit across. And then if we're able to, you bring it further across so it's about as far across as the opposite foot. And this is the Gomukasana Pose. So it's a very intense stretch for the knees, the sides of the thighs, and the hips. But it's a wonderful stretch for all those areas as well. Really good for releasing the sacrum. A lot of the yoga poses have this outward opening motion, either rotating out or laterally moving out, or sometimes both. This is moving inward, but the femoral head, the hip socket, has an outward rotation. So it's a really interesting combo of stretching the backs of the hips, the hip socket, and it helps to broaden the space between the iliac spine, the wide wing bone of the hip, and that delicate joint that connects it to the sacrum, the sacral iliac joint. If you've heard about having pain in your SI joint or experienced that yourself, it's a joint that's mostly designed to absorb shock. So walking is painful if that's really stuck and inflamed. And this is a nice pose to either relieve that or just avoid having that happen in the future. A couple more breaths. And we'll take eagle arms. Right arm wraps around the left. Shoulders are low, chest is high. Very good. Let's release the arm stretch. Switch. Which leg is in front? And you have that bottom knee of the second side kind of angling out. And that will help as you bring the other leg around a little bit and maybe sit up. Use the hand to help. Don't force into the knees too much. Extra cushion to sit on will be very clutch. You stack the knees and have the feet mirroring each other, and you can sit like this in Gomukasana Pose. Now, I did the eagle arms. We're going to do that in a minute just to make up for that time I was talking. The traditional pose, and don't just watch, but don't actually do this. We'll do this maybe next week. To have the arms behind the back, hooking the fingers. This is a harder shoulder opening. The eagle arms combines releasing the shoulders while releasing the hips, which is a really nice combo. And it's good prep for working more towards the traditional Gomukasana. So let's go ahead and wrap the left arm around the right. Enjoy some nice eagle arms, silence, and deep breath. Very good. And we'll release from the pose and set up to lower on our back. Knees to chest. And feet down, feet widen, knees bend in. And feet together, knees open, butterfly. And enjoy the nice butterfly stretch. Deep, deep breath. And knees lift, legs extend. And go ahead and open the arms. Bend the right leg, take a nice hip side stretch. And other side. Do your best to ground into the shoulders, so the hips stretch. Shoulder blades stay down, long through the spine. And go ahead and unwind. And take Shavasana. Letting the breath finally soften. And you close the eyes and take time to just relax. And when ready, deepen the breath. Take knees to chest. Give yourself a well-deserved hug. Come on up to a comfortable seat. We're closing with ohms and a clearing breath. We'll sit tall, breathe deep. We'll do that clearing breath first. Breathe in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Very good. And then breathing in. Namaste. Thank you very much, everyone. This has been our Thursday Hatha Yoga class. Next week, Caitlin has something that is taking precedent, and I need to reschedule the Thursday. So I will probably do either an evening class. It is raining and my beach class is canceled. I will do an evening class or do a Friday morning class. But I will keep you updated. You can always check my social medias on Instagram and Facebook. I usually post updates on rescheduling. These are ongoing classes. Thursday, Hatha Yoga. Saturday, Vinyasa. I do charity classes about once every month or 6 weeks, which tend to be a little bit more mellow. I've got one of those coming up in a couple weeks. And they're all for donation. So for classes for me, there's donation links below. For my charity classes, there's links for them as well. So please give what you can. And if you're not able to contribute monetarily, keep practicing. The views and the clicks are great. Like clicks, comments, telling your friends, subscribing, all that is very, very helpful and much appreciated. So please give what you can. Drink some water. Take good care of yourself. Practice a little bit when you don't have time to practice a lot. And we will be back on Saturday at 10:30 Pacific Standard Time for a little bit of Vinyasa. So see you then. Until next time, ciao.